Welcome back to the Boot Tragedies.
The Saints took a bye week. I also took a bye week. But we're back. Coming off the bye week, we got the Atlanta Falcons coming up. Obviously a must-win game for the Saints, man. This will put you in super good control of the division. But we're going to talk about some things I want to see coming off this bye week. Some things we need to improve on. But first, let's touch on these injuries. Obviously, we lost 3 key players in the last game. Derek Carr, one of them quarterback, shoulder injury with a concussion. I think he's going to be all right to play. Obviously, that's their quarterback. It's never going to be a quarterback controversy, no matter how anyone wants to, put it with Jameis Winston. You pay a guy $150 million. He's your quarterback. It's never going to be a controversy there. 2, you got Michael Thomas, who's been healthy all year. He got injured in the game. They said they decided to play it safe, but then after the game, they made it seem like it was more significant than originally, leading on. So you'll have that injury to deal with. We'll see, how that goes, how he comes along. Then you got Marshawn Lattimore with a high ankle sprain. Not the worst case scenario dealing with an ankle thing. But the ankle is tricky, man. It could take 2 weeks. It could take 4 weeks. It could take 6 weeks. You just never know how long those things are going to take. But high ankle sprain for him. Good bye week came at a perfect time. You're losing 3 key players right there. I mean, the bye week couldn't come at a better time. They get an extra week. They don't have to miss that game because all 3 probably would have missed the game if we played this past week. Just because I haven't seen one person clear that concussion protocol within a week in the NFL this year. And then MT and Lattimore, I'm sure you're going to just sit them out even if they were kind of, iffy to play. So good thing that bye week came right there. Get guys rested. Get guys healthy because we're going to need it. It's a stretch coming up to end this season. And, we're sitting at 500. You got to win some games. You got to win some games, especially these division games. We're going to talk about A.T. Perry. Do want to mention A.T. Perry. Obviously, he's been playing more and more lately. The last couple games, the last 3 weeks, he's played 12% of the plays. Then he played 25% of the plays. Then he played 84% of the plays. Now, obviously, that 84% came because Michael Thomas was hurt. The Saints were losing, so they were throwing the ball. That's a big snap count, which is also weird. You go from not playing, they're playing Lynn Bowden over you. They're playing Keith Kirkwood over you. But when it's time to go catch the ball, they put you in the game, which means, obviously, they like those other guys better blocking. That's why those guys out there on the field on a consistent basis over him. But A.T. Perry is good, man. One of my previous videos, I said the Saints need to find a wide receiver 4. We're like the only team in the NFL that doesn't use a 4th receiver. It makes no sense why we're not doing that. And we finally do it. Unfortunately, had to come because of injury. But A.T. Perry, he came out there and he showed out. He had a really good game and basically his first NFL game. I mean, he's played already this year, but that was really his first game. And he played well. Caught a touchdown. Like what I saw from A.T. Perry. Hopefully, gets more chances. We have to find a 4th receiver in this offense, and hopefully he can step up and do that. But really good seeing him out there, rookie, finally getting a chance to play, and he shows up. And the main reason we need to find a 4th receiver is Juwan Johnson. Can anyone tell me what we're doing with Juwan Johnson? Where is he at? Why did we bring him back? Just what's going on? Just what's going on with Juwan Johnson? 14 catches, 97 yards this year. Does that even make any sense to anybody? He has 97 receiving yards this year. He has less than Kendre Miller, less than Foster Moreau, less than Taysom Hill. Like what are we doing? What are we doing there? I have no idea what we're doing with Juwan Johnson. I'm not gonna blame him. When he's throwing the ball, he catches it. It's not like he's just dropping passes out there. I maybe have to watch. Maybe he's not getting open. Maybe we're just not using the tight end in the system. I just don't get it. But we have to get Juwan Johnson involved. Him and Foster Moreau have been major disappointments this year. Probably the most disappointing players on the team has been them two. The tight end group has been absolutely awful this year. If Taysom Hill wasn't in that group, it'll be real bad. We have to get those tight ends involved in the game. I don't know what's going on. And just looking at Foster Moreau numbers, he has 12 targets and 11 catches. We all know the one target he didn't catch, right? Yeah, exactly. So tight ends, man, got to get those guys involved in the game. I don't know what's going on right there. JPP signing, man. I don't have much on it because I don't know how it's gonna go. Don't know what's gonna happen with him. Don't know what type of shape he's in, but we'll see. That's all I got. We'll see on that. Like I said, he's on the practice squad right now, so we'll see what happens. But obviously, good player. He's a good player. Was a good player. He's 34 now. Maybe the Saints need some pass rush help. Maybe they think he'll do it. We'll see. Hey man, 34-year-old defensive end. I'm just not. It doesn't knock me out my seat. Sorry. I don't want to sound like a downer. But if he plays great, hey, then great. But if he doesn't, then I ain't gonna be shocked. Usually, good pass rushers aren't on the market. Week 9, week 10, week 11, NFL season, especially 34 years old. But hey, if he helps, great, because we need it. We stink. We can't rush the passer. It's just simple as that. So we'll see what he does. But I'm not the most excited about the signing, just because, it is what it is. Let's just put it that way. It is what it is. Obviously, with Lattimore being out, Isaac Gidham, he's gonna get another chance to play outside corner if Lattimore's hurt, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Perfectly fine with that. He played super, super well when he was out. Low-key challenging for a Debo spot, but then the Debo came and snatched that right away and just been going crazy this year. That way we can probably keep Alontae Taylor in the slot. He keeps working, getting better at that position. So I do like that if Lattimore is out. I did want to mention that. And lastly, man, it's been a lot of graphs and stats and about nerd analytics that came out that said Pete Carmichael was the worst play caller in the NFL. Now let me tell y'all nerds and y'all graphs something. None of us needed to see that. No Saints fan needed to see that. Pete Carmichael was the worst play caller in the NFL on grass. This is why the eye test matters so much. We knew this already. We see this every week. He can't call plays. We got all these weapons, all these players, and offense sucks. We knew this already, dude. So all your little cute graphs, all your little X and Y axes, and this means that, and this means that, and hey, we know he sucks. I didn't need a graph to see that. Maybe y'all did. I know y'all didn't. He stinks as a play caller, last in the NFL, and basically everything. So yeah, that was just news. That a lot of that came out this past week. But man, some things we need to improve on. Just a couple things, man. Just a couple things. Starting slow. Hey, we gotta stop starting slow, especially on the defensive end. The defense plays too well for stretches of the game for 2-3 quarters, but we starting off game slow, letting teams get ahead and trying to play catch up. Our offense is not good enough to play catch up. We gotta stop that. Run game. Need to get better in the run game. Alvin Kamara averaging 3.6 yards a carry. Jamal Williams 3 yards a carry. Got to get better in the run game. Got to open up some holes. I know the offensive line, that left side is just put together with Max Garcia and Andres Pete. Both kind of playing out of position, but hey, something's got to work. You invested way too much money, way too many draft picks in that offensive line for to be averaging 3 yards a carry. Got to change. Got to get better. Special teams needs to get better. Groupie needs to get better. Needs to get better. As simple as that. Has to get better. You can compare to Will Lutz, who's having a really, really good season this year. Really, really good season. Will Lutz. Lou Hedley, he punted well the last game. I'll give him that. But we all know he's been the worst punter in the NFL. It's been bad. So, hey, man, we just got to improve coming off this bye week. It's the Falcons week. We'll have more in that shitty franchise a little later in the week. But, man, just had to get this video back out there. I'm off my bye week. I'm back. I had to take a bye week from the Saints. Hey, man, I can't, look, for my mental health, which I'm good, you can't talk about the Saints every day. They'll just run you into the ground, man. The team pissed me off too much. I'll come on here and I haven't ran it that much this year, mostly because we're in it. Like last year, the division was slipping away. This year, the division is even worse than last year. Bucks stink, Panthers stink, Falcons stink, we stink, everybody stinks, but we're just the least stinky of all the stinkiest teams. So we're going to be in it, and we got a good chance to make the playoffs. That's the crazy part. I think we go 4-3 over these last 7 year in. So we'll see what happens, with this game. We'll see and we'll get a home playoff game at that. Got Falcons, Detroit, Panthers, Giants, Rams, Bucks, Falcons again. 2 of those teams are going to be out of it. The Panthers, they can't tank because they don't own their pick. The Giants, they stink. They absolutely stink. The Rams, they stink as well. Tampa Bay, they stink as well. So we'll see. But everybody in our division is basically in it, so they'll still be playing for something. The Panthers, of course, will want to beat us just because they can't tank. But we'll see one game at a time, man. We're going to Atlanta to play those guys. We'll see what happens in that game. But let me know what y'all think in the comments below. As always, this is the Boot Tragedies.